Welcome back. The assembled patrons at the York Hall in Bethnal Green still discussing that dramatic professional debut from Bernard Paul. That's worth another look, Barry, those couple of punches.
Perfect start to his professional career. They say the best shots are the short ones. That's that left hook finish. Couldn't have started his career better, and as a professional, that's a beautiful left hook, and as you can see, there was no way Trevor Royal was going to get up from that one.
Well, he made a decent fist of trying to get up, but the legs had gone, and as you saw a moment or so ago, the brain knew what it wanted to do, but the legs said, we've had enough of this.
Exactly.
This is what we've got coming up next. Middleweight contest, chief support Michael Watson, the Commonwealth middleweight champion, of course, against Anthony Brown from Trinidad. No titles at stake, of course, but Watson, a lot of pressure on Michael Watson, I guess, Barry, because with a world title fight in the offing, you just can't lose this one.
Well, it's imperative that he wins tonight. There's always a chance that he can get cut, and this guy's tall and rangy, and he'll be awkward while the fight lasts, but I'm looking for a Michael Watson win, and I'm looking for him to win in style. Obviously, to win in style, it creates more importance to the fight with the inevitable fight with Chris Eubanks that he hopes to have, and he's got to get through this one tonight, and he'd prefer that he does it in style.
Well, there's the Anthony Brown record, a very decent record as well. There's nothing wrong with that. 13 fights, 11 wins, 6 by KO or stoppage. And as Barry said, there's losing and losing. You can get knocked out or stopped or something like that, but to get cut and lose like that, all right, it wouldn't maybe upset a world title tilt, but it wouldn't do your confidence any good. It leaves a nasty taste in your mouth, and it's not the sort of preparation you want. It hangs in the back of your mind all through training for world title shot, because believe me, with that title shot coming up in June, Watson might take, I don't know, a week off after this one, and then he'll get into some real serious training for Chris Eubank.
It all depends on the way he performs here tonight. If he's a long, hard struggle, which I don't anticipate, but if he does have a long, hard struggle with Anthony Brown, he wants to have at least a week to 10 days off, and then just mosey back straight into training again to get ready for the Eubanks fight.
And a lot of people reckon that Michael Watson might be just the man to beat Chris Eubanks. Do you go along with that, Barry?
I'm not so sure. It's going to be a great fight, but Eubanks, I don't think we've seen the best of Chris Eubanks yet. He's a much more accomplished fighter than we've actually seen, and it'll be a hell of a fight. It'll be a tough fight. It'll be a very interesting fight, and I think it's probably one of the most important domestic fights since the Ben Eubanks fight.
That's for sure. Well, we're so blessed with good middleweights in this country.
Yeah, and there'll be a tremendous atmosphere at the fight, as there always is at Chris Eubanks fights. And I'm looking forward to a really exciting night.
Well, that is going to be on Saturday, the 22nd of June, at the Earl's Court. So go and get your tickets now. You'll be assured of a good seat. Barry Earl will say thank you very much indeed. I'm not sure what's keeping Michael Watson held up. One thing I will say about the Watson-Eubank fight is, irrespective who may win or who may not win, I think Watson will be unquestionably the toughest test that Chris Eubank has had so far in any fight, let alone a world title fight.
Yeah, he's a very good thinking fighter. He throws good body punches. He does everything very well. He doesn't do anything brilliantly, but he's a very complete fighter. And he'll give Chris a lot of hard work. He'll give him nightmares.
Well, saying he's a thinking fighter, you took the words right out of my mouth, because he's not spectacular. He's almost crept up the rankings, but the way he disposed of Nigel Benn when he was just fought such a clever fight plan for that fight, and that really shot him to the prominence he deserves. He's a smashing bloke, Michael Watson, and he's a very, very underrated fighter.
Very much so, and he also put up an excellent performance against McCallum, but McCallum just showed his ability that night and how brilliant he really is. I'm looking for a Eubanks win. I'm putting myself on the spot here, but
that's brave.
It's going to be a hell of a fight.
Well, underrated he may be, absolutely certainly is. We're expecting him in any second. I think this is his theme music. Well, we've got the theme music, but we haven't got Watson. I don't think Arsenal are playing tonight, so he's not a hybrid. Well, it's an old pro game trying to psych your opponent out. Well, they're doing it a little bit, though.
Here we have him now, Dave. He's actually on
jolly
his
good.
way.
Then down, clad in the familiar red and white trunks. In fact, there's a very nice touch in the programme at the York Hall here tonight. A full-page advertisement from the Arsenal Football Club. Best wishes from George Graham and all the boys at the Arsenal for Michael Watson tonight, which is very nice. Nice to know the support is reciprocated. I'm not sure why we've got Union Jacks, no titles at stake. Although Watson, as I say, is of course the middleweight champion of the Commonwealth. We saw him successfully, remember, defend against Craig Trotter not so very long ago.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, all the boxing this evening is under the direction of the British Boxing Board of Control, whose steward in charge is Mr. Tom Pendry MP. This is a main event, an international middleweight contest
Well,
of 10
not quite the main event, chief support.
between and introducing to you in the red corner from Trinidad, Anthony Brown.
Who were told Barry has had to drop a lot of weight coming into this fight.
Yeah, he looks very drawn, and it's hard to tell with a coloured chap, but he looks very tall and slim. And we'll soon find out if he's in trouble making weight. Michael Watson, on the other hand, looks in superb condition, and he really is an excellently prepared fighter, and always comes into the ring looking in superb shape. And it's no different tonight.
Michael Watson scaled 9 stone and a quarter pounds. Anthony Brown 11 stone 10 pounds.
Well, Dudley Walters just as loud without the microphone as he is with it.
Not working.
So there we go. Dave Parris once again doing the honours. Michael Watson, the Force, as he likes to style himself now. This is scheduled for 10 3-minute rounds.
Good solid right hand from Watson. Just not hanging about here, getting stuck into Brown. Brown's legs aren't working that well. He's although he's keeping on the range, he's not bouncing around the ring or wasting any energy. He should be obviously moving a bit more than that, flicking the jab. Oh, good solid right hand too. Half this guy's wins have come by the short route, so he's obviously not a bad puncher.
Well, you know, we're talking about Brown having to lose a lot of weight, but Watson looks half a weight division heavier than he does. He's a very solid man.
This guy's a good, competent fighter.
Well,
Nice
Watson,
solid left jab, and of course Watson, beautiful professional, just put his right hand out to block it there.
he's a superb technical boxer, is Michael Watson.
Watch the way he flicks that jab out of the way with his right hand. This Trinidadian is a solid puncher, there's no question about that. Oh, stop it. Beautiful right hand. Beautiful right hand over the top. Short little right hand, moved in. He's in trouble here.
Dave Parris says, is he all right? He says, yep, this may not go on too much longer.
Only halfway through the round here, and he's in big trouble. If he's had weight trouble, he's got a long night ahead of him, I can tell you, because he's been hurt there. Coming bombing back himself.
And right above our commentary point now, Watson.
Watson, beautiful right hand.
Brown glances over at his corner.
He's not getting up here.
It's all over.
Really cool professional performance tonight. Absolutely ice cool on the inside there. That right uppercut was perfect. Just relaxed on the inside and chopped up that right uppercut. Lifted him clean off his feet with it. That first right hand was a perfect punch.
Well, Watson was due to have met the Canadian boy Jamie Ollenberger tonight, but I doubt whether that he would have put up any better resistance than Anthony Brown. Here's the first knockdown. Watch out, Watson measures him with a jab.
Beautiful right hand just on the side of the, right on the side of the lug, and down he went. Now watch him on the inside here, how relaxed he is. Now that's one right uppercut, beautiful right, straight up chopping right hand, that was the one. Nice cool performance, and we're all looking forward now to the Chris Eubank fight.
I know Chris will have been watching that, and well, on fight night in June, we'll hear what Chris thinks of Michael Watson, we'll hear what Michael Watson thinks of Chris Eubank, but I reckon that they will have the utmost respect for each other. Michael Watson, too nice a bloke to get involved in slagging matches, and too good a fighter.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are...
Well, we're going to hear from Michael Watson. Gary Newbon is up in the ring.
Box, Chris Eubank.
Well, let's go into the ring now and join Michael and Gary.
Michael, you wanted a war. First of all, Gary, I'd like to thank God for guiding me safely through this fight. Also, I'd like to dedicate this fight to a young schoolboy who unfortunately 18 months ago broke his spine. His name is Justin Jolly. Justin, this one's dedicated to you. Also, I thank Barry Hunt for promoting this fight for me, doing the world of good for me. Very good.
Now, you wanted a warm-up fight before your world title. You said that's what you were missing on the McCallum fight, but I'm just wondering if 2 minutes, 17 seconds isn't enough of a warm-up.
Well, I'm satisfied. I want to go for the right channels. You know, I don't want to end up saying that, you know, if only I knew. I want to go for the right preparation, go for the right channels. Now I'm in good shape. I'm looking forward to getting the show on the road now with Chris Eubank.
I know that's a relief for you, but just dwelling on this for just a moment, Michael, I mean, what sort of warm-up was that in terms of getting ring rust out of the way and everything?
Well, unfortunately, you know, I'm in great shape. He probably trained very hard for me. You know, I'm not bragging or boasting, right, but I am an exceptional fighter. I felt very strong, and unfortunately, he couldn't handle the pressure.
Mind you didn't know what you're up against, did you?
That's why I'm always in great shape. I trained very hard. They were saying this is a warm-up fight, but, you know, I said to Eric, it's just really a warm-up. I trained very hard.
Well, the main thing is the Chris Eubank fight's on. Well done. Thank you.
Well, thank you very much.
Michael Watson talking to Gary Newbon. And, well, good point Gary made. I don't know whether you could count 2.5 minutes as a meaningful warm-up, but, well, that's what he had. And the 22nd of June at the Earl's Court, Chris Eubank will defend his WBO World Middleweight title against The Force. The Force, or the best? Well, pay your money, you take your choice, turn up and see it on the night. We're going to take another break. When we come back, it's Commonwealth Championship time here on Pro Box.